be on in a minute. We'll go to you next, Coach. Coach Lowe. You up?
Well, boy, you know, we're back again. You're welcome to come to see us right now in the film room. The film room is going live, brought to you by Sports Club Florida. And it's your boy, Coach Go for Life, a.k.a. the Camp G. And we're live another week, another episode. Talking about the youth. Talking about the high school, talking about the college, talking about NFL. We bring the sports to you right in Orlando, Florida. Brought to you by Sports Club Florida. And this week, we're going to piggyback on another segment, Porter, transfer portal, things that's going on, the recruiting process. But I can't do it by myself. I got to do it with my man, the Mr. WrightChoice.
Hey, man. Hey, what's going on, everyone, man? Sorry, we supposed to be on at 7, but technical difficulties, but I wanted to make sure that we got on here today. We got a special guest, you know, like what Coach Lowe just said, man. I'm happy to be on here. Thanks, Coach Lowe, for getting on too as well. So, man, talk a little bit, man, what we got going on for today, and who's the special person we bringing on? Coach Lowe?
Well, we definitely got a special guest going to come on today, but, you know, we always got to make sure that we bring it to you straight, give it to you live, and give it to you raw right here, because you are in the film room. That's the new segment. Love the name. Be part of the name. And always come in the film room because we always watching because you never know who's watching you. So if you don't know how to do things the right way, the film room will tell on you. And know what? We got someone that probably always watching film, not just watch the film of his own son or watch the film of what's going on other athletes around the world. So he'll know what to do the right way and not the wrong way. When it comes to recruiting, we're coming to the sport, we're coming to this game we call football, a.k.a. Moneyball. You're going to hear that name a lot right there. So get ready for it. Our special guest on the show today. We had a great guest lesson, Mr. Felton, last week. Now we got Joivan Jimenez right there. Come on in, big dog. How you doing?
How you feel? How you feel, Coach?
Fired up, as usual. You already know.
It is an honor. Thank you for having me on your show. It is truly an honor. I'm excited to just talk and share, pick your brain, and talk about the world of branding and social media in youth sports.
Well, appreciate you for coming
on.
Well,
man, listen, I don't think nobody do it better than you. How to brand their kid or how to brand in this sports we got right now. And they think that, they have to wait till later. They don't understand the process starts now. The journey begins now. We call it the 1,000-step journey. Because when you reach the 1,000th step, you have reached the pinnacle of this game we call football, a.k.a. Moneyball. When you agree.
Absolutely, Coach. It is the world of Moneyball, and the only reason I do what I do is because I've learned from a lot of people that have paved the way to what I'm doing with my son and other young athletes as well. And like you said, you don't have to wait till you're older to start getting into the world of branding and social media.
You're 100% correct, 100% correct. But I got a question for you real quick. Before, I've been following you for a while. And you've been doing an excellent job with your son. And a lot of people, by me posting your son a lot, I get so many people that says fire, fire, fire emoji from your son. And sometimes it'd be a carousel of 10 images. He's only in one photo. And I get so many people that praise your son. So my question for you is, before the followers, before the exposure, what made you decide the to be intentional about your son's journey?
Well, I gotta talk about it. I was watching Baby Gronk and what he was doing, and one of the things that my son and I were doing to work on he's a quarterback, for those that do not know, to work on his accuracy, we were doing lots of trick shots. And I saw the videos that Baby Gronk was doing, and I actually had a really cool meeting with Jake, which is Baby Gronk's father, and he was like, "Man, if he's a quarterback, there's not a lot of quarterbacks out here doing stuff." So we focus on his accuracy and throwing the ball and doing trick shots. And everything changed when one of his videos ended up on ESPN. And when I saw that that video went viral, we started doing more videos, and we were back on Sports Center. So we realized we had something special there. And then when we had other athletes, NFL players commenting, I knew we had something special. And I got to give props to Jake, Baby Gronk's dad, because he taught me a lot in what to do and what not to do with social media. And I'm grateful, for real.
Well, that's saying a whole lot. Um, hold on one second. That's saying a lot because the exposure that I see your son getting, and I know you guys get a lot of hate for what you're doing. It's been amazing to see that as a parent take control of the social media and get it to the level that it's getting to, and seeing the bigger picture of definitely what's going on, especially with all the NIL going on, with now youth, high school kids getting NIL, and also college players. That you set your son up in a situation to win early. So when did you realize that wasn't just that right now just isn't about football? It's about position. Is it about positioning for the long term success? Man, talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. You posted something last week, and I wrote in the comments, we're not working on the next 4 years, working on the next 40 years. And Coach Lowe says it all the time. It is Moneyball, but I believe in God, and the Bible says we have to be wise in the things that we do. And I realized that I wanted to not just set him up for football. He is a quarterback. He does the quarterback position well, but this is the time and the world where you can actually do way more beyond football. So when my wife and I met, we realized, why don't we invest now in his future financially, whether he decides to play football or not. People think this is all about football. It's not. It's setting up his financial future, whether he wants to play football or not in the future. He will be set financially because of the power of social media. And if you're a parent listening, I want to tell you today, it's real. All you have to do is go on Netflix and watch Bad Influencer. It's a great episode on youth and kids that are on social media, going viral on YouTube, making millions of dollars, but things went the wrong way. So I want to be able to take this tool, which is called social media, and be able to use it in a positive way for him, for other kids his age, and for his future.
Well, I would say this: you're doing it the right way. I definitely would say that, man. I see so many kids now, even high school kids, that's really don't understand the social media game and how to play it. It's nothing about hating. People want to hate on different things because they don't understand it. And I understand how important it is today because at the end of the day, he might not play quarterback in college. He might not go to the pros, but you're setting up his brand right now that will elevate when he gets older. That brands may see how well he's been doing at a younger age, that he may get a contract or whatever that looks like, that will keep him afloat and never have to ask his mom and dad for no money because he got set up at a very young age. And he's a good kid too as well. So when you have a great branding and you're a great kid, you're very responsible, you're well mannered, and you do what you got to do on the football field, you're always going to be on the winning side of the ball, on and off the field. And that's what he's been doing right now. Regardless of who's hating on him or whatnot, you're doing it the correct way because you're building a brand before the offer. The offer's not going to even come until he gets out in 12th grade, until he signs anywhere to go. You've been put in a position right now to win, and he's been winning every single year. So, real quick, let's talk a little bit about. I know you built this brand, and I'm gonna match this brand with the West Orlando Jags because I'm assuming them two tied into each other. So let's talk about this real quick because I know you. I know a little about this. Let's talk about his brand and when you first came to play for Devin Hester, Anytime Jags. When he came and he didn't really play that much as a quarterback his first year, and how that pivoted moment built his brand up from then on. Am I correct on that last part?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about
You
that.
know, yeah. So his first year, coach decided to bench him to, build chemistry, learn the offense. It was a very difficult year for us as a family, but we were trying to be obedient to what God was trying to say to direct him in the right path. And we took that time to to really focus on his brand, his social media. We picked up, now he has his own youth football camp for cancer awareness. And, you know, being in that caliber of a team, you're always on the spotlight. And we wanted him to also have his own spotlight. So both of them were kind of working hand in hand because people were like, wait a minute, he's not the starting quarterback, he's not playing, but how is he still getting noticed on social media and people are following him? And to be honest, when we started branding him, his numbers started growing and growing and growing. And eventually, when he got the reins as QB1, everything went to a whole nother level. And of course,
And
you playing for Devin Hester. People want to know, okay, who's Devin Hester's youth quarterback? So yeah.
and it was been history after since he started starting because they won Super Bowl every year, won a couple of national games too as well. Which it was great. It was nice to see him again this year though. But I know you went to the middle school route. I had to throw that out there real quick. But uh, but that is really good that you switched the narrative right then. You didn't utilize so much that he started that year because I know it was a transition. So you focus on the brand and you focus on the brand with a good team, a team that was winning, and you went by a guy that has a big name, which is Devin Hester. And as anybody, you built around that. And at the end of the day, you started winning. So my question is for this too as well. I know people are asking, how do you think of the tricky, cool idea videos that you have been doing on TikTok? Like the ball on top of your wife's head, you throwing the ball in the car, and somebody's catching it. So talk a little about that. What was the mindset behind that for that exposure? Because all of them are viral clips.
So I will say this to parents listening: you have to turn on your cell phone. Now we have incredible cameras on your cell phones, and you have to record. Not only do you have to record, but you have to post. Whether it's practice, whether it's training, you wanna put his journey, your kid's journey, on a network called social media, whether it's Facebook, TikTok. And the beautiful thing about this generation is that the young people, they're not watching ABC on TV. They're not watching Fox. They're watching YouTube. They're on TikTok, and they're coming back. We do TikTok every single day. I'm gonna give a freebie there, Tremaine. I'm gonna give a freebie. TikTok, we post Tuesday to Friday, every day at 4 p.m. Why? Because that is the time where his followers that are watching his network, they always come back exactly at 4 o'clock, between 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock, to watch whatever he's going to post. And that's where you get a lot of numbers because now you know your audience. So we've learned. And I wanted to add too, Tremaine, that whenever we were building his brand and he was on the bench, not playing, companies already started coming and they would send him drinks, and we would take those drinks and give them to his teammates, and we would do videos and practices. And so the ball kept rolling even in that season when he was not the starting quarterback. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yep, yep.
Yeah, so you were definitely thinking ahead on that one, because I have seen a couple of commercials or stuff when you had the drink brand, correct? Y'all still have the drink brand?
So we are shout out to Provision though. Those people that work with us, Brinley and Bianca are amazing. They helped us out at our Camp for Cancer. But we're switching from a company that I won't mention. I'm grateful for what they did last year. Phenomenal. It was incredible. But we're slowly trying to transition into another sports drink company. But I wanted to add to that what you said earlier about the video going viral. When we posted and we were consistent, we knew what the audience wanted, so we kept on doing more trick shots and more trick shots. And it took time, editing, whatever, putting music, posting, it took time. But we saw that those videos were all going viral, viral, viral. So we stuck to that game.
Well, that's good. And I want to piggyback off something you said too that I have learned too as well. So I hope everybody's listening because he gave a nugget earlier, and that nugget was he posts 2 times a week at a certain time. And it's not so. And the key thing about that is what he just said. Everybody can't do that. You have to find out what works for your audience. That's the key. Everybody think you can. There's a blueprint. There is a blueprint to things. Yes. But you have to figure out what works for you. You can use the blueprint, but sometimes you have to pencil in, mark off certain things on that blueprint to figure out what works for you. Like for me, when I post, I don't post in the morning time. I notice I have to post when kids get out of school because my target is kids. So I start posting after 3, 4 o'clock. You can sometimes you can do two. Even though kids be on their phones at school, you get the most views when you start posting in the afternoon between 3 or 4 o'clock. You have to be cautious. And two as well, try not for your kids, try not posting on big events. It might get lost. It's like a 50-50. It really depends. I know people scrolling, seeing things, but you got to be strategic, and also figuring out what works best for your kids. And also for your kids, put your kids in a situation to win. Teach them how to talk, dress correctly, speak properly. Them key things. You might not think nothing now, but me doing what I'm doing right now, and me recording kids, and me working in a school, a lot of kids are not able to talk on camera or articulate or even look
True.
good on camera. You have to coach your kids up now. You have to coach them up early because right now, unfortunately, yeah, 11th and 12th grade kids is right now people are looking at younger kids. That's why you're seeing more eighth graders, ninth graders, seventh graders getting looked at by colleges and getting offers right now. So by me saying offers, have anybody started looking at your son so far? Because I know as a parent, you guys travel a lot and you put your son in a lot of winning positions. Talk a little bit about that.
So I want to say this. There are 12, 13, 14-year olds that are making millions and millions of dollars on YouTube. Just search. It's real. This is real. It's 2026. It's real. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we had an incredible meeting. Our quarterback trainer, Belen Trujillo, shout out to him. He set us up in a meeting with this NIL company. Um, they met with us through Zoom, had a fantastic meeting with this NIL company because they wanted to ask us questions on what our son was doing. They didn't read, they thought he was 13, he's only 12. And I felt so blessed by them because they encourage us, letting us know that we're ahead of the ball game compared to a lot of other people, and he is ready to we were ready to take an offer from this company. It's true. We were ready to take an offer. We had a meeting with them. We're building relationship with them, and they were like, "Listen, you guys are doing phenomenal. What a lot of NFL and college athletes are not even doing, we're trying to get ahead of the game so that if he decides one day, we're talking about getting an offer, if an offer doesn't come, he's still going to be a physical therapist. That's his dream. People don't know that. He wants to be a physical therapist. He wants to have his own practice. He wants to have his own chicken wings restaurant. He has a lot of vision and a lot of dreams. So at the age of 12, he's the last one we have at home. So why not invest and be intentional with him and set up his wealth for his future?
Now I'm a piggy. Now you just said something I want to tailor into because you're investing a lot and you put him in a big spotlight. So how do you balance showcasing your son without overexposing him?
So obviously he has training. We're doing a lot of speed training right now. That's what Coach Lowe has told us to do. So we're doing a lot of speed training. Um, He's doing a lot of quarterback training, and we're living in two cities, which is very, very difficult to do. So I try to gauge where he's at per day to know that we have to give him a rest. He has to have fun. He's only 12 years old. I know people are trying to get ahead and do all these things, but he's still a kid. So he has to be a kid. So my wife and I, we work really hard in making sure, okay, he's not feeling like recording a video. But here's another nugget that I'm going to throw. Right now on my phone, I have 7 videos ready to go for the next 7 days. So we record ahead, and that gives you time to, you know what, we're not going to record today. We're just going to take a break. And we take 2 days off, 3 days off, because we have so many videos already ahead so that we can post and give him a break and have fun.
Well, I know you guys travel a whole lot because going from Ocala to Orlando and also being in TFA middle school, and also now that you guys are doing 7 with 24K, that's a lot on a kid. Coach Lowe, are you available real quick, Coach? So, Coach Lowe, well, I want you to
Yeah, I'm
chime
here.
in.
I'm good.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring Coach Lowe back in now. I know this is the most busiest man in Central Florida. They call him, AKA the Camp King, sometimes. But so, Coach Lowe, he said something earlier about training. He training because one of the key areas is he wants to get faster. Talk a little bit about the training aspect in a youth kid when youth is the where youth that I say fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade is a good transitional point to high school. What are you seeing right now when you need kids in training? Where do you see they lacking, or where do you see they need to be going?
Man, listen, the game is definitely have changed, especially when it comes to quarterbacks. I'm gonna break down each position when all said and done. Look at the NFL, look at the Super Bowl, the last 2, 3, 4 years or so. Both quarterbacks was running quarterbacks. So the cream of the crop, or a lot of athletes now, especially coming to quarterback, they can run. They can run fast, and they're physical, they're big, and they're tall. You know, they're 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", running down the field, coming at you 220 pounds, running at 4'7", 4'6", 40. That's fast for a big quarterback like that. And you watch all the clips, they aren't always showing clips of them just throwing the ball. They aren't throwing the clips of them just just lifting weights. You will see them guys doing agility ladders. You will see them guys running up hills. You will see them guys working on their technique. You will see them guys on tracks. You see them guys doing track workouts. So the game has changed when it comes from the basic pocket pass. When it comes down to a quarterback, he has to have some feet. He has to move. I'm not saying a pocket quarterback can't get the job done, but all said and done, go to Ole Miss. They get out there, the guy, he's running the ball up and down the field, right? You go even the quarterback for Indiana, he'll take off and run on you in a minute. Go to a quarterback for Miami, bet he'll take off and run on him. So now, and I'm not going to, don't take me wrong when I say this color, white quarterbacks are running. I want you to think about that. White quarterbacks are running just like black quarterbacks are running. So the game have changed. And then all said and done, look at the NFL guys. The NFL
Josh,
guys like
Josh Allen.
Lamar, he's running. He can run and throw at the same time. He was right there. They talking about being MVP, right? Josh Allen, big boy, running the ball.
Brock
So I
Purdy.
just gave you 10 quarterbacks coming from college and coming from, in college and in the NFL. Drop it down to high school. Deron Coleman for Jones. He could run. No, now, Noah Glover sit back there and throw the ball, but if you notice, when the time comes, he will run. So you got to look at the game and change. So what they have to do, speed training, speed and agility is very important from a quarterback standpoint. Even moving to the offensive alignment, the game will change for them guys too. They have to have footwork. Fast feet eat, slow feet sleep. You don't have feet, you don't have speed and hands as an O-line and a D-line. Look at Tyrone Sapp and watch his drill. He ain't always just out there doing hit the no kick, kick, kick. He's doing ladders. He's doing hurdles. He's taking a medicine ball. He's making fast feet. He's moving feet and hands at the same time, working their quickness. And matter of fact, the game has changed so much where parents are starting to put in their kid training speed, then position training. The ones that know what it takes. That's the key. The ones that know what it takes. So why speed agility training for any position? The two positions that normally don't be doing speed work normally is quarterback O-line, and D-line. Now that game has changed. Look at the NFL. Defensive ends running 4-4. Linebacker running 4-4. D tackles running 4-9. D end running 4-5. They're running just as fast as the doggone cornerbacks. There are cornerbacks out there running 4-6, 4-5. My God, D ends faster than that. So the quarterback got to be able to move. I watched it last night. D end, the big number 90 for Philadelphia Eagles, ran down Brock, ran him down. I mean, so y'all think about that. So the training is so important. Why? Everything you do as a position training starts with basic foot speed and agility training, the basic fundamental. You know how many kids I don't see at camps when we do a karaoke and they can't do it? You know how many kids don't came to camp when I say side run, they can't do it? How many kids we say do a pogo, 2 feet together, can't do it? How many kids do a high knee, they got the same arm and same leg at camps because they're not training? But we got to the defensive back drill, they're backpedaling well. But for time for them to make that play, they don't have the technique, the burst, the coordination, the skills to make a play. You can backpedal all you want. You can run routes all you want. But if you don't have the coordination, the skills, and the speed, the technique to come out of the breaks, or a quarterback turning his hips, side running backwards. So if all you're doing is just rolling and throwing and not focus on your basic fundamental and technique, you're not going to be that guy. And I'm gonna leave with this here before you go back to that. The best athletes are training now. It used to be a time where the best athletes didn't really have to train. They're just better than everybody. But I changed that narrative a long time ago. That's why a majority of the kids that came from Excel Speed of my training did so well. And they're one of the best trainers in the state of Florida right now. Why? Because Chris Johnson trained. Aaron Jones trained. Mike Jones trained. Rico Johnson trained. Dorian Jones trained. All they trained speed and agility training along with running track. They did it back then. There was no position training, and all of them still made it. So what my point is, the training is so important back then. That's why we did so well, because the guys that didn't train, that didn't want to do no work, the best guy, they're the one that struggled. Because when they got to college, you ran against guys that trained first, competed second. So running, just doing position training is great, but your speed, your footwork, your technique, your skill, your competition, your hard work, your confidence, your mindset, your grind, competing against other guys instead of individual you, come back to hunt you when all said and done. But that's why it's so important to start at age 7 years old. You should be out there working on your technique. I'm gonna throw this out. If you bring every kid that's out there doing position drill, they come to our speed and agility training, I want to bet you there's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old that can do the drills and technique and move better than older kids because the game is changing. But also that come down to not having support in the parent like Mr. Jimenez that's on his phone right now, putting his kids in the right situation to get better. I see, you know what? Someone recognized my speed, go put them in speed. Oh, I need to work on to get stronger, go get stronger. So they're doing the thing that make their son have that edge, be the best he can be.
Well, I'm glad you said that, and I want to piggyback off that on Jimenez, that you have put your son in a situation to win. Yes, he has a great brand, but behind that brand, he puts in a lot of work. And the parents put in a lot of work. You guys are traveling, you're investing your time and money, which a lot of people don't understand. As Coach Lowe, quarterback parents spend a lot of money, and some of the quarterback parents, we see them in multiple camps, not just one, but multiple camps. Because the key thing about that is exposure, 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 exposure. People forget about that because you think they're just going to this camp just to do something. No, they go to these camps for exposure and also to compete. The more faces that people see your son, the more people will think about you. Let's think about this, you guys. Your son's in middle school and he's ready to go to high school. You're confused about what high school he can go to. But if everybody been seeing him in a state, multiple states and cities, they'll reach out to you because they're like, hey, we need a quarterback. I've been seeing your son everywhere, every single camp. We want him to come here. Now you have options. You have options because you put your son in a situation to win. Let me give you this one. You start traveling with your son. I know you bring your son to Birmingham sometimes for a camp. You have different coaches there. They need quarterbacks too. That's just a phone call away. Be like, hey, we got a great position here for your son if you guys are willing to move. It'd be a great school here if you ever thought about moving. That only happens because you put them in a situation that's uncomfortable, that's different, to compete with different people and have different coaches to win. Not to mention, let me throw in the branding piece to that. Some of these camps, you're getting footage, you guys. You're getting. Let me put this key here. I do camps. I'd be like, hey, Coach Love, man, Tua's son coming. You know I got to get footage of him. You know why? Because I'm gonna get exposure, and guess who else? He gonna get exposure. So when you put your son in situations and you put him in key places, the media is gonna come automatically because you're already winning the ball game of exposure. Look at Coach Lowe. When Coach Lowe goes to camp, you're going to want to record him because right now we average over 10, 15, 20,000 views or more. So from his exposure, him posting on platforms, anywhere he goes that's camp related and media related, if you're attached to that, that's going to help your son get more exposure in his craft. Right now we average over and 10, also, another thing, going back to training, there's no point taking your son to a camp if he's not properly trained correctly. Because if he's not doing the right stuff out in the drills, why am I going to record him?
Listen, I'll add to that point.
Go ahead.
I remember, Coach Lowe will remember, we were doing a video at home, and I posted it on social media. And this is very, very important too. And Coach Lowe, I appreciate, people don't know the story, but we go way back from, I called Coach Lowe for 7-on-7 back in the day. We were in Arizona, and we were like, Coach, I got a quarterback. He's 8 years old. And Coach Lowe was like, no, we already have a quarterback. We have two quarterbacks. And I was like, Coach, so and so told me to tell you that he could play quarterback. And Coach Lowe goes, bring him to practice, and I'm gonna check him out. So I brought him to practice. He had the wrong ball. The ball was too small. It was for 10U. And Coach Lowe saw him throw the bigger ball for the first time. And after a workout, Coach Lowe banked the other two older kids and said, no, he's gonna be the quarterback. And everything changed after that. Because Coach Lowe will see his videos and he'll text me. He say, take that video down because he's doing this wrong. And I said, okay, of course, it's Coach Lowe. And I take those videos down because it also matters. We've not even talked about, Tremaine, where to post and when to post, because people are posting videos now, even in the wrong places. So I posted it on Twitter, which all the universities are watching, and Coach Lowe was like, take that video down. Let's redo that again. And we edited that video because people are watching. My son is only 12 years old. He's in 7th grade. And I have universities following his Twitter account, his X account, sorry, every single day. It matters what you post, and it matters where you post.
All right, to talk about that, and we're talking about exposure, you guys. Everybody listening, listen to this, Coach Love. So, what got you two guys on here real quick? Let's talk about this topic here. I don't want to bring that cat out the bag. Let's talk about FBU real quick. The exposure. While so many people are missing out on this opportunity, tell me, Tua. Well, I don't know why I call you Tua Daddy. It's in my phone, says Tua Daddy. But anyways, talk to me, Coach Lowe and Jimenez, the importance of FBU and why you continue to do it every single year. Coach Lowe, talk a little bit about FBU and then transition.
I was going to say, Coach Lowe, let me go first.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You got the flow.
So
you got the flow. You go.
There is a science to this. There is a science to this. For us, we have learned that going to the camps, the regional camps, building relationship with these coaches is where they get to see you. They get to remember you. And they're watching if you've gotten better or worse. So we go to the camp, our regional camps in Orlando. We've gone to Orlando. We've gone to Jacksonville because I feel like you get better reps at these camps. And these coaches that we see all the time at FBU, they're able to determine and say, he has not trained. He is not getting better. I remember, I'm going to talk about it, Coach Lowe, but I remember a few months ago, I was at the movie theaters watching the movie, and Coach Lowe said, "Hey, I need you to call me right now, 911." And I was like, 911? And I called him back. I went outside of the movie. He says they're watching Joivan's video. They want more video of him. You never submitted it. And I was like, wait a minute. I did. He goes, submit the video right now. And I submitted the video, and it's good to know that there's other people out there that you don't know that are evaluating your kid. So why have we done FBU all these years? Because I've seen the results. I've seen the connections. I've seen, and all these, let's talk about it. Under Armour, the FBU All-American, the Navy All-American game, all those coaches, they follow my son. They watch my son. They retweet, they comment, and they're paying attention. You want someone to watch your kid, not just that one coach in his city. You want coaches from all over the country to know your son and say, "Oh, I know that kid. I know who he trains with." And whether we like it or not, this is about relationship too. This is about relationship too. People hate that, but it is. It's about relationship. I don't know little Timmy from Arkansas. I have no idea who little Timmy is. But you know what? Hey, Coach Tremaine. Hey, Coach Lowe. You know Timmy from Arkansas? Oh yeah, I know. That matters. Whether people
And
like it or not, it matters.
and I'll say this about relationship real quick before the FBU. Like I'm working for a company right now. I reached out to you and Luke to put your kids in a situation, put your kid in the commercial to showcase their talents and showcase the gear and showcase the company just from relationships. And sometimes people ruin that. And sometimes stuff does happen in life. You know what they mess with the relationships? Communication. Things do
Oof.
happen in life. You know what they'll do? They'll just unread you. You send a text and don't even click. They don't even want to read it. They just scroll by. They mess up the whole relationship. Because if you know Coach Lowe, if we need somebody to fill this position and you burn a bridge with him, you burnt the bridge. Then you lost on a great opportunity. Trust me, I've been with Coach Lowe for the last couple of years. I have received countless of opportunities by relationships. And also, I've met a lot of relationships with you, other people, coaches, every single where. And I know I got off a little bit, but I want to just go back to relationship like you said. And we're going to go back to Coach Lowe talking about relationships and why he continues to do FBU.
Listen, when it come down to it, everything you said, Jimenez, was FBU is all about it. It's a family, but family always have their ups and downs. Families always sometimes go through this and go through things. Disagreement, it happens. But it's the name of the game. When all said and done, it's still family. Nothing's perfect in life, and no one is perfect in life. We know that. And when one person we looked at it, everybody tell you, you can talk anybody who's perfect, we get one person, God. Everyone says that. I mean, that's the only thing they say. Because we know we make mistakes. We take mistakes to get great. I tell everybody all the time, take mistakes to be great. If anybody got how you gonna learn if you don't have mistakes. But it comes to FBU, the end game. That all is said and done, there's an end game when it comes to FBU. It's the end game. What gonna happen at the end of that youth journey? That's why I call it. What gonna happen at the end? Well, I got a chance to be All-American, and All-American, credible All-American. What I mean by credible, who's behind it? Under Armour's behind 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, in the future All-American game. A credible company everyone knows and all over the world. Why is it credible? NBC is behind the Navy All-American game. Why is it credible? The National Combine. All that there is the path through Naples and a path to greatness. It is what I call it. So when a young athlete saying, I want to be an All-American and a true All-American, then he have to put the work in. You can't look at this and say, well, I'm better than him. I'm better than him. Yeah, but you didn't go compete against him. The parent have to put their kids in a situation where they can become the All-American. Now, what if they do not become All-American? What if that athlete do everything with FBU, the All-American games, He didn't get invited to none of them. What does that do? Do you chalk that up as life lessons? Was he in the conversation? Was he in the pot? I know kids right now that didn't get picked none of it. But they still go back and remember when they competed, they were all camp team. There was MVP of the camp itself. Them are accomplishments too. Everyone can't be an All-American. Everyone can't play the All-American game. But there's no way you can go and say, I went to a camp and I was the MVP. I was all camp team. I was number one in that camp, and don't use as accolades or use that to go on your resume or use that when you post up, I'm an all camp team. That's still exposure when all said and done. So it ain't just getting to the big dance. It's the process going through to try to get to the big dance. So one way or another, if you're in that conversation, that means you did the right thing by going to the FU camp, regional camps, going to Top Gun, going to the Future Showcase, going get invited to the National Combine. When you're at these showcases, you're at regional camp. You have to put the work in. You have to be seen. You have to be recognized. You have to sacrifice a little money to get something big and get the ultimate reward. I tell people every time, what is the value when it comes to FBU? I tell them all the time, if a camp costs $150 and you pay a trainer $50 an hour, that's $150 at FBU, 3 hours. Same thing, but the difference is no trainer have an All-American game. No trainer give you opportunity to be a national combine. No trainer give you all chance to be at the Navy All-American game. What trainer have that? And what are the cameras? Where are the writers? Where about that? They're not at this type of location, type of camps, and that's the difference. That will separate FBU from a lot of other camps out there. Now, there's a lot of great camps you go to and still become All-American or still become a top player. But when it comes to FBU, we already know 15 years in the business is an end game. And then last not least, you're part of the FBU family. You're part of the family. Look at TV. Look at Ole Miss, Winston Walken. That's the FBU guy. Jacksonville quarterback. That's the FBU guy. They did it from bottom all the way through. And I can name you many, many more that's out there. So when all said and done, FBU. If you're not at the regional camps doing the things, you might have missed the boat.
Hey, even
I
my boy
want
from
to
Alabama.
add to I want to add to what Coach Lowe said, and I want to share this with the parents. The youth football world goes really fast, really fast. Like Coach Lowe was saying, you have to be able to take your kid if he's got the ability, if he's got the talent, and you have to put him in opportunities. All these camps, the right camps, like FBU, they're opportunities, and that's what we make the drive. I remember, let's go back, when he was 6, 7 years old, we had no idea what R&R top 100 was. We went into R&R with Coach Cat. And then that went on, and then we went to FBU. And now we're touching the Under Armour world, and seeing what could be the next step, the next stage. But I just want to encourage parents that it takes time, it takes dime, but you have to give your kid an opportunity. We drove to Birmingham, Alabama for an opportunity, and it was well worth it. We were there in Birmingham, sleeping in our car early in the morning before the camp started. We're going to New Jersey. It's for opportunity. It's not just exposure, but it's visibility. You want the right eyes on your kid. I'm done.
So let me pick it back off that. Y'all both be ended on it for me. I'm assuming visibility, exposure. Let me give you some key things real quick. Now, tell me if I'm wrong. FBU gets you into Navy All American game, correct? Am I right,
Yes.
Coach Lowe? Is
Yes.
is that televised?
Yes. NBC.
Okay, another one. Under Armour All American, 8th grade. Where's that televised?
ESPN.
ESPN.
Both of them are exposure platforms for you. You get to be around all the players, get all the gear for free. You go there for free. You get to experience this at an early age. And you get there through a path through FBU. Mind you, FBU All American game is on live on YouTube, a big platform. Mind you, FBU was going with Under Armour. So, starting in February, am I correct?
February the 7th, Orlando Regional Camp. Yep.
So now I just said Under Armour's televised. We don't know what the future holds with FBU and Under Armour if their game may be televised on ESPN2 or anything like that. We don't know. But they already get exposure already. They're already in Naples, in a beautiful city, playing the game. So it's all about opportunities. People look at things and don't look at the bigger picture at the end of the day. The bigger picture, and it's always the parents always look at themselves instead of looking at their kids' exposure, their opportunity. That's the key thing they need to be looking at. The opportunity of your kids. Stop looking at me and myself. Look at your kids. Your kids have fun with other kids. They take that away. Transfer here, transfer there, play here, play there. Youth is youth. I don't care. You can come at me once. Youth is youth. Give him reps. Give him reps. Give him reps wherever he's at. That's all that matters. Give him reps. The more reps, he should get better. Now, he's staying the same. That's a whole nother subject you need to talk about. Figure out if he's not progressing. That might not be his sport. But at the end of the day, you need to give him reps. Give him training. So all this talk, you can do anything. You can do YSC, that's fine. You can do battle. All of them are fine. But do any of them lead you to success, to give your kid more exposure? That's the key thing at the end of the day. Or is it clout? When your son gets older, 30 years, 40 years old, what can you see it say? Can he say he played at Under Armour? Can he say he was in Naval All-American? Can he say he was FBU? Can he say he was at YNC? Or he played with C1N? He won a championship? Does any of that matter? Because on national TV, when they talk about somebody in the NFL or anything, they're like, oh, man, we remember when you was on Navy. Oh, we remember you was at Under Armour. Oh, you was at FBU. Oh, yeah, man, I'm in the club with FBU. I'm in the club with Under Armour. I was at Under Armour last year. You know what he said? If you made Under Armour game 70 to 80% of people are first round picks.
What kind of, true story.
So you're going to tell me you're not going to put your son in a situation to be in that when there's a 70 to 80% that he's going to be first round pick? You're telling me that? When you go to them games, them kids are not boo-boo kids. Them kids are going. Now, it may change a little bit because the game has changed, yes, but blueprint shows, history shows that them kids went to a D1 school and they went to the league. This is not a situation that they go D1, that's it. No, these people that go to these platforms take it to the next level. I have seen the owner of Under Armour stand in front of the kids.
Listen, when you turn on the TV, and we're in Central Florida, and we talk about the path, right, and following the brand, and being in the right circle, and then being in the right village, networking. I can start from the top and come down with Devin Jackson, who committed to University of Oregon, was at the Naval All-American game. Danny Odom, who committed to Nebraska, Naval All-American game. Reed Ramizier, I don't know if he committed yet, but he was the Naval All-American game. All three of them players right there were FBU players. All the three players came through that same journey, that same path. When all said and done, they competed on that level. When you look at the college games out there and see all these guys playing, like I say, right from these areas, these guys came through that journey. They went to these camps and competed. And why did they go to camp? To see where they at, see where they stand, compete with some of the best around the country. See the best around the state of Florida or wherever the case might be. We have to understand that going put the kids in a situation like that would let you know if your expectation and your kid expectation is the same expectation. It would tell you, is he in the back hiding? Is he up front dominating now? Is he really that good? Or is he really throwing the ball like he needs to throw it now? Is he putting it where it's supposed to be at? And people say, well, my son is better. My son is better. He got picked at the camp? My son didn't get picked. My son better with passing. Well, ain't no pass at the camp. And these camps here now, there ain't no football pass, ain't no lineman blocking for you, ain't no deep line putting pressure on the quarterback. That's talking about his skills. And his skills will come from either his natural ability, he just got it, or he's trained for it, and it tells. Well, think about this right here. I mean, this question is really gonna make people think. Majority of all the top Let me put it this way. Every top football player in college went to the combine. They went to the combine. Now, I know nowadays some might not run all that Shador stuff, but majority of all the top guys go to the combine, the NFL combine. Why? Why is the top players in college still going to the NFL combine? They won the national championship. They were the Heisman Trophy winner. They were undefeated season. They broke all the records. Why are they still going to the combine? Because of the combine tells you true skills. See, football with 5 big linemen block in front of them, and nobody and no one blocking, they miss that block. See how good you are when you run up into that big linebacker in that gut in that hole, and are you gonna get back up? That's testing the heart. That's the physical side of it. Or are you Saquon Barkley, who ran up in there and about to get his head knocked off and took that left leg, jump cut to the right, shuck and bait, spit out there and hit down that field. That's skill, that's training, that's technique. They want to see who you are individually, how fast you run, how you change direction, how you open to that ball. Do you have a loose hip? Can you drop back through the ball 50 yards? Can you put on a rope and die? Where your shoulders angled at? How fast you come out your break? How you sink your hip? Do you know how to run a 15-yard comeback to 12-yard without being lined up on the line of scrimmage? Them the things that they want to see. Then they'll put you in the classroom and check your skills mentally. Do you offense? Do you know the defense? That's individually. No one can help you at the combine. That's why camps is important. And that's why camps MVPs a lot of times are different than the tackle MVPs. And majority of the time, the athlete that trained to be the best, he's MVP on the field with pass on, and he also MVP at the camp because he trained first, compete second. I'm leaving with that, Mr. Right Choice. Take that and put it in the bank. Trust Wells Fargo, Bank of
Really,
America.
real. Train first, compete second.
There it
Train first,
is.
compete second. Don't listen to
There
Coach
it
Low, you
is.
guys. He just had some of his juice, and now he all turned up.
That's right, baby.
So, man, I know we gave you guys a lot.
H2O, H2O,
I know,
H2O.
I know we gave you guys a lot of nuggets tonight, and it was great to have you on. Just give the audience some more quick tips about branding your son and the offer. Talk a little bit about more, and also no, let's rewind that. Let's talk about one last thing: the transfer portal. How afraid are you, or not afraid? I know you're a guy, man. So I'm going to say this about this transfer portal and quarterbacks moving forward. What are you seeing right now,
Recording stopped.
and how are you preparing your son now to handle this?
We're teaching our son commitment. A lot of people know our story. We don't run when things get difficult, and that's the old school football that I love. That you had to show commitment. If things don't work out in some crazy way, it is the new world of the transfer portal. But we want him to prepare. If this is what God has for him, let me start with that. We want him to be able to, as a family, choose where he would one day want to play. Not because of the clout, not because of it looks good on signing day and nobody, not because it looks good on X. Oh, I got an offer and it's not even real. We want something solid where he's going to get his degree, where if he only plays football, if he doesn't play football, he can open up his own business. Coach Lo says it all the time. An NFL is a dream, a college education is a reality. College degree is a reality, and that's what these are not just things that we talk about. This is real. We want our son to be able to be a professional one day. It has to be more than football. It has to be more than football. Football is a tool, and if we can use it, awesome. But if there's more that God wants, if he wants to be a missionary, if he wants to be a doctor, if he wants to be a lawyer, we want him to also have that opportunity to be able to go to school for that. And I will add, social media and posting and that stuff, that helps to pay for training. that helps for hotel. It helps to pay for camps. So that's the other part of branding and social media that people don't want to touch. And we get it. Everybody's busy. No one has time. I don't have time to record. I don't have time to post. Well, you're going to have to make time for training. You're going to have to make time to see where your son wants to play football one day. It all takes time and time.
And one thing you said too as well, Coach Lowe just said it earlier. You have to train now. It's 2026. You have to train. There's no more just being extremely blessed with gifts. That doesn't even matter really these days anymore. You know, you're gonna have to put in work. You're gonna have to invest. And by you guys branding, we didn't ever talk about that, but yes, depending on how you brand your kid, dollars do come in that pays for that camp that costs $150, or pay for them new shoes. Or if you're strategic about it, you put your son in a situation that he get free battle shoes, free phenom shoes. I'm throwing these brands out here that they sponsor kids. You know, so look into them brands that kids love to wear, and put your kids in situations to win. That's what it all matters at the end of the day. You know, building the brand before the offer. Think about that. People thinking about the offer and think about making the money because they're getting the offer, instead of putting the kids in a situation in the branding position that they get branded by. I'm just say these big names, just say like Nike, Walmart, doing something for McDonald's, doing something for Subway, just throwing out brands. Them are brands, you guys. Them are brands that attach to you because you look a certain way, you conduct yourself a certain way, and you got certain exposure. So if your kid likes playing video games, put him playing video games. If he likes playing video games, put him playing video games. Because guess what? They looking for people too. And think about this, you guys. It's cheaper for a company to utilize an influencer than doing billboards or putting in a magazine or being on national television. It's cheaper for them to put their money into a kid that gives them the exposure. You never think about that, you guys. Y'all thinking
Well, let
about
me
the
tell you this
money
right. But
because
say this
the
though.
off.
But let me say this though. Why would I put my money behind a kid if his parent put him in a situation where he can't be great? Why would I put my money behind a kid and the kid's in a situation where the environment is bad? Where now we got to question his character. We got to question his integrity. Why would I put my kid on a team? The team is great. The team's an all-star. But if I'm not getting playing opportunity, what does that do for my kid? Oh, it teaches him a lesson. A lesson about what? To be on an all-star team that don't play? To let him know that you ain't better or you ain't that good? Why not put my kid in a place where I get all the stats. I get a lot of exposure. I'm getting a lot of reps. I got so much video footage is out of control. Now, and that's the kid that I want to represent my brand. And then I'll put that kid in a situation where when he go to a camp or he's in the film into the game, when they look at his film and where he came from, it's hard for them to say no. Because why? Not only do we have a lot of good film, a lot of good footage, and he's doing great where he at, he got a lot of exposure. His stuff, I mean, I can take a kid that play on a team that's 0-12, that had 40 touchdowns. He came through the hole, he ran over a kid. He hit the corner, he outran the whole team. He got a kick return and ran it back 105 yards. He got a punt return and ran back another 100. That's a kid I want, because that's a kid that knows how to win. That's a kid that knows how to put a team on his back. That's a kid that I know going to give it his all. That's a kid that it's okay to be him. But instead, nah, I don't want him on the team. Let me put him on this team where he can get limited. Now he went from the 100% to 20%. They feel like that's okay. It's not okay. I'm going to tell you why. Hampton University, now I'm going to use my man Christian Greenlaw, tight end at Hampton University. Christian Greenlaw played 1 year high school football, goes to Hampton, plays 2 years, had 5 catches. Size, he's 6'5", he's 230 pounds, he can run, but he's green, he's not, he's raw, but this is a kid that went there and dominated when it comes to blocking at a small school. But high school, his senior years, he dominated that year too. End up not going nowhere big. He ended up going to small school. And just yesterday, he ended up getting a full ride to Iowa State University. What's the more important threat? Out of high school, he could have either maybe went to a bigger school. You know, all stuff was going on last year. But he chose to go where he can get all the best ability and stats he can get. And they recognized him, they found him. And now he got NIL money, a full ride to be on TV for the first time, when he easily could have just tried to do that from the beginning, but it was the timing. Your parents just go ahead and go to school. If it meant for you, it meant for you. The problem with most parents, they're trying to chase it. They're chasing the money. They're chasing it, the dream, instead of the dream become a reality. They're chasing the image instead of chasing what's authentic. I'm not saying you have to go and stay loyal to a coach who not be loyal to you. I know the game have changed, but Moneyball is ruining the word student athlete and making it athlete student. NFL guys go broke, not for long. NFL guys right now got jobs. I know an NFL guy right now was pushing asphalt, struggling. So that means NFL can go broke. He's a professional. He had a wife and children. What you think happened to an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, all that money, with mom and dad and somebody trying to make it work? What happens to them? No college degree, leaving early, 6, 7 years and no degree. You can't get a degree at 6, 7 years in college when you went to 5 different schools, because the credit don't transfer over and over and over. These guys are graduate, they could get leaving school without a degree. They got the money now. There's a difference. My God, I'm gonna leave you with one more thing. The lotto winner hit $2 billion. Remember we talked about this. The lotto winner had $2 billion, but he's going home with 400 million out of 2 billion. Now, that 400 million last, we know. But put yourself in that situation, that bracket. They gave you 700,000. They're gonna take 350,000. The age is gonna take him at 100,000. State tax is gonna take their money. And now when you go to different places to play football, guess what's gonna happen at the NFL? That state want their taxes too, because you're getting paid. Hello, NFL in Dallas, if he go play in San Francisco, he paying California taxes. It's coming out with college. You went and played, they paid you that week. You got paid, you making money. So now all said and done, you in trouble. Ask Wesley Snipes why he did so many years of tax evasion, because y'all in trouble. I hear you, Jimenez. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Huh? I'm
And
gonna give it to them straight, give it to them raw.
And here's the thing: some agents won't tell you that.
I'm just trying to put in their life. They better make sure. I'm tell you right now, your kid ain't out there working, training, you're ready to compete, get to the camps and put the money in the right place. Put the money where they're supposed to be. Train first, compete. Second, make sure the camp got a value, get an opportunity to go to the end game, finish up that way, start wasting on unnecessary thing. Because your kid not getting up, he's not that power forward guy, you better do everything to take to help him get in school. Or, like I said, he's going to be at a smaller school which you got to pay for a certain percentage of that school. So make sure that you invest in your investment, and that he know that that investment that you're doing for him, he must give you a ROI, return on investment.
Yes,
He
sir.
got to give you an ROI. He and no if and buts about it. If they don't give you that ROI, they're gonna be tough. So you got to return your investment. Make sure they all in, same expectation. And you heard it right here from Coach Low for Life, aka the Camp King. And our special guest came on today, Mr. Jimenez, the one and only that do it right and do it through the right path, the right journey, the right life with Jesus Christ. I love that rhyme right there. That rhyme right there.
Hey,
I like that.
yeah, I like
Mr.
that
Right
too.
Choice.
So,
Send us on home, Mr. Right Choice. Send us on home.
all
Because
right.
you're in the film room. Because you are in the film room.
So I want to finish. I want to finish off on a great note. Some Coach Lowe said earlier was degree, and I mean, it said a degree. Coach Lowe kids that I have seen, and I say them kids because they're younger than me. I say kids because all the ones that come back and train at the factory all got a degree, and they go help them out on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They went to college. They didn't. Some went pro, some didn't. But they all have a degree. They came back home and they go help out and coach with Coach Lowe on Tuesday and Thursday. So this guy gives opportunity to kids that deserve an opportunity, that played the sport, understand the sport, and got, guess what, a degree at the end of the day. That's all that matters at the end of the day. Everybody trying to chase a bag, chase a degree if you know you can't chase the bag, and let the degree get you a bag if you can't get the bag the correct way. So I'm Mr. Right Choice. I hope you guys had a good laugh, a good lot of knowledge. I hope you guys took in. Next week, the portal ends this week. We're gonna hit the portal hard next week and talk about it because there's some crazy stuff I just found out today that I really want to talk about. And Coach Low probably get some more juicy stuff this week. We're gonna come with all the juicy stuff and everything next week and talk deep dive in this portal. And then after that portal, we have signing day, baby. Signing day's coming up. It should open back up the kids that's been left out for a couple of weeks, being unread by all the coaches. Ain't nobody talking to no coaches right now. They're all unread. They're gonna be getting back read in a couple of weeks and get back to it. So see you guys next week. I hope you love the show. As you know, Coach Lowe, Jimenez in here, little tour daddy, as I call him. We'll see you guys next week. Hey, he's doing autograph signing tomorrow, you guys. Peace.